can you grow Darlingtonia californica, or Cobra lily as it's called, indoors? A couple of months ago I would have said absolutely not, but if you look at this plant you can see it can be done. Now, it won't stay this good forever. I mean, this plant will eventually need a dormancy, and I can remove the pot and stick it in the fridge or place it outside. But what happened, my landlords changed, and the new landlord didn't want my tubs out in the front yard, so I had to get rid of my plants. And luckily I had a friend who was into carnivorous plants, and he took them all. But before I gave them up, I grabbed a handful of dormant plants and stuck them in a pot in here in my terrarium, and they took off, and they're actually doing better in here than they ever did outside. And I think you can see why they're called Cobra lilies. They kind of have those fangs hanging out. I wish I had a bigger pot for them, because they're a spreading variety and they would get, the clump would get a lot bigger, but then I don't know if I would be able to keep it. Got this big old picture off my truncata, so everything in here is doing pretty good. But I want to get back to this Darlingtonia. This is a plant that, if you read about it, it says it needs cool water, and I've read about people putting ice cubes in the water and all that kind of crap, and you know what? This is one of those myths that gets spread online that just is not true. It's obviously not in cold water in here. This room never gets below 70 degrees, so it's obviously more temperature resistant than what people would lead you to believe on online. So I'm going to keep this in here, and then, you know, probably in, you know, I don't know, November, something like that, I'll set it outside, or I'll cut it back and I'll set it in the fridge and keep it in there for a couple months, and then I'll bring it back in. I actually wish I had a bigger terrarium to put this in. I just don't have room for one right now, but this is doing really well. I'm really surprised. I wasn't sure it was going to make it, but it just goes to show you need to try things, because sometimes things you don't think will work. And if you got a Darlingtonia, it's a great plant. I would try it. If you can put it outdoors, put it outdoors and give it a try. I don't think it needs ice cold roots. I mean, I know it doesn't. In California, it grows in the like around Mount Shasta, high up, and it grows by creek beds, you know, kind of like in rock almost, and it grows at the edge of creeks. Now that water's probably pretty cold because it's runoff, but it also grows in the lower bogs in Oregon, and those are not cold water at all. You know, it gets up into the 90s there. And the water does warm up, so I think it can be done. You know, don't always believe everything you read. People can get online and they can write stuff and they sound like experts, and maybe they are, and maybe it's the wrong end of the horse doing the talking and you just can't tell. So sometimes you got to try stuff. Anyway, that's my little rant for today. I hope you're all well. Take good care of yourselves. Happy gardening. Don't forget, stay green. Look at this plant.